Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together on this first day of the week, on this Sunday morning, the 23rd day of both March and Adar. Good to see you streaming in. Please go ahead and share a greeting with others who are here. Bonnie, good morning. It's wonderful to be here, each of us, as we start the new week. Anita, good morning. And to one, to all, Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai, congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure to be here with you this morning. Good morning, Annette and Sam and Susan and Joni, to each of us and to all of us. And I hope that last night was a good night for you and that the week today gets off to a good start. So let's start by being grateful for the blessings of the new week, including the new day and our life coming into this new day. That's the simple meaning of this prayer, that thanks God that the physical balance in our bodies continues to work. So please join me in Hebrew and English. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, uborah bo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, she'im yipatech echad mehem, o yisatem echad mehem, אי-אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's continue with our prayer for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And as we start this first new day of the week, let's join together in the prayer La'asok b'divrei Torah, for the requirement as well as the opportunity to invest in Torah study, to combine heart and mind and soul in learning from our tradition so that we might live a life grounded in the depth of our past and in the hopes for our future. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Va'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Bashkamat bet midrash, shacharit ve'arovit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Bachnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uviku cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayad hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tfilah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam lachavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, as we're starting this new week, let's do so with a sense of gratitude. Let's turn to our first psalm in our liturgy for weekdays that we've chosen here at Temple, Psalm 100, a psalm of wonder and a psalm of gratitude that acknowledges that when we look at the amazing life that we live, the incredible world around us, that whether at the moment our words are words of gratitude or words of challenge in our relationship with God, that at the basis of that is a gratitude for the opportunity to connect. Please join me in Baruch She'amar in Hebrew and English, and then Psalm 100. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. Mizmor LeTodah, a psalm of gratitude. Let all the earth sing to the eternal, find joy in service of the sacred. May every word lead to an encounter with the divine presence. May we sense the Holy One within us and in all creation, discover sacred purpose in every moment. The eternal is our infinitely capable creator. God forms our purpose and potential. Enter the gates with gratitude, bring praise and thanks, and bless the divine name. The divine love of the eternal allows us to find good in everything and strengthens the faith of each generation. In that spirit, let's turn to words that bind generation to generation, that every member of the people of Israel encounters, that is traditionally our first words of prayer when we're old enough to utter them, these first 6 words. And that grows to be words that are recited multiple times every day when we lie down and when we rise up, and that challenge us to live a life ve'ahavta, you shall love, of love and wonder and acceptance of God and of God's creatures, of one another. Let's join together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha. Hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha b'vetecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha. Ukshaotam laot al yadecha, vayu letotafot ben enecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot betecha, uvish arecha. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem, ve'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigdeihem ledorotam, ve'natnu al tzitzit akanaf patir tachelet. והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. And now as we enter the new week, let us begin the new week with words that talk about the importance, the wonder of being able to make distinctions. Havdalah, the prayer that acknowledges the end of Shabbat and the beginning of the week, as well as the home ritual around it that's traditionally done on Saturday night. Its theme is that amazing gift that we are given, that we can distinguish and understand with depth. For example, if we look at what went on last night in the state of Israel, the protests against the government drew well over 100,000 people, much larger than they've been recently, as the cabinet seeks to limit, sideline, and fire major democratic figures and institutions. And people there, as they live, can, on the one hand, actually themselves, with their own choices, with their own time, with their own service, support the state of Israel while at the same time opposing the current government of Israel. It is an important distinction, if not really a complex one. And yet many use the pretense of there being no distinction or being unable to make one in order to oppose Israel's existence and the rights of the Jewish people to be treated in the same way as other peoples. It's just one of many crucial distinctions that we can and must make each day. We make them each day in deciding how to use our time and our abilities. And so let us join in the Hebrew and English words of the Havdalah prayer that don't merely mark the beginning of a new week, that celebrate our both ability and responsibility to make distinctions. אתה חוננתנו למדע תורתך, ותלמדנו לעשות חוקי רצונך, ותבדל אדוני אלוהינו בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, החל עלינו הימים הבאים לקראתנו לשלום, מנוקים מכל עוון ומדובקים ביראתך, ברוך חונן הדעת. You have graciously given us the chance to know your Torah and taught us to observe your laws. Eternal our God, you have allowed us to see the distinctions between holy and ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and other nations, and between the seventh day and the 6 days of work. Eternal my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may the days to come bring peace, free of wrongdoing and filled with reverence. Blessed is the generous source of intelligence. As we start the new week, let us turn to a prayer that is against the kind of hatred that we too often find in our world, hatred without, and that sparks hatred that can easily grow within. Let's join this prayer that was offered daily by Rabbi Eliezer in the land of Israel at the end of his personal time of prayer. I will recite it in Hebrew and English and then take a moment in silence before we continue with our service. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, שלא תעלה שנאתנו על לב אדם, ולא שנאת אדם תעלה על ליבנו, ותהא תורתך מלאכתנו כל ימי חיינו, ויהיו דברינו תחנונים לפניך. Eternal my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may it be your will that hatred of our people not touch a single heart, and that no hatred be found in ours. May times of Torah fill our lives, and may our words of prayer in your presence be heartfelt. We continue with our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF. It's painful and tragic to see that active war is on again. And one can only hope that that, plus the expressed desires of There's protesting in Israel of that tension between political, social, and military leadership can lead quickly to the return of the hostages, to the cessation of war, and to better, more stable times based on coexistence rather than hate. We turn to this prayer for soldiers of coexistence, those who obey the laws and obey their orders in order to seek to bring a better time. מי שבירך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, ושאר מגיני עמנו, העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא, ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה, ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות. לא יישאו גוי גוי חרב, ולא ימדונו מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. We continue with our prayer for healing, and strength for those in our immediate circle in need of healing of mind and body and soul, for those who are injured or unwell, recovering, those suffering, those in need of strength and healing, in need not just of our prayer, but in need of our support. And if we are among those suffering, may we have the courage to receive that support as well. As we turn to this prayer for each of them and for all of them, and of course, as a prayer for those who are suffering isolation, it is also our prayer for those enduring somehow forced isolation, the captives who remain in a daily crime against humanity committed by Hamas and their terrorist allies, committed each day since October the 7th, 2023. May they come home now. For each of them, for all of them, for all the names given to me and given to Temple, for the names placed in the chat and this and other services. For all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו לחל עמם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה, עטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's a really important opportunity to spend the beginning of the week here together. I look forward to these opportunities for us to spend these moments to connect and reflect. And now, of course, to engage in that sacred task of remembering. Recalling those who died in the last 30 days, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. During the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Irving Goldberg, Pauline Newman, Michael Lander, Joy Lowenstein, Ian Hart, Rose Weinstock, Aryeh Hockman, Larry Robbins, Len Kahane, Roseanne Ain, Phyllis Schwartz, Pauline Finkelman. And it is our sad duty to report the death of our member, Valerie Fox, the wife of Alvin, mother of Rochelle and Mark and Jennifer, and sister of Shirley. Our condolences to the whole family. Her funeral will be Monday. Details available on the Benjamin's Park Memorial Chapel website. We also remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victims Shiri Bibas, Ariel Bibas, Kvir Bibas, Hassan Karim Dahamshe, Yitzhak El-Garat, Oded Lifshitz, Ohad Yahalomi, Shlomo Mansour, Tzachi Idan, Yali Gur. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 23rd day of the month of Adar, the 23rd of March, 2025. And we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Philip Anisman, Sidney Banks, Alan Cutler, Amando Faustino, May Feldman, David Filderman, Rudolph Friedberg, Sam Gabay, Jack Goldhar, Jack Hilf, Samuel Kirshner, Carol Linsky, Doris Milson, Riva Perlman, Ed Richmond, Mona Rosenbaum, Queenie Royce, Ann Schneider, Esther Silverstein, Selma Zimmerman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב עמו, אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ועמו, אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו, אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, I hope this week starts as a time of gratitude. It's certainly that for Temple. Temple is grateful that a contribution has been made to our annual campaign for tzedakah by Teresita Tessie Cohn, observing Yahrzeit for Armando Faustino, and contributions have been made to the Rabbi's Discretionary Fund by Sandra Kaminer and David Kent, observing Yahrzeit for Carol Linsky, and by Susan Halassi, observing Yahrzeit for Esther Silverstein. Boker Tov, make it a good